What's up, guys? Welcome back. How's things with you? You're looking wonderful, can I just say? As always. We've got a rather weird episode lined up ahead of us today, and I'm going to talk you guys through that in just a little second, but first we need to rest our boy PJ, because some of the stuff that we were looking to be doing this episode is Digimon card buying and things like that, but there's also some other stuff that we're going to get into. It's going to be an absolute blast, as you can already tell by my face. I'm going to nip into the bank, buy some porta potties, and I'll hit you guys back up in just a second. Alright, so there's a couple of things that I want to do today, and first and foremost, Digimon cards, right? That's what I want to go and do first of all, but there's some other things that we need to kind of get down to before that. So one thing that I really want to do is learn Tremor. So the first place that I'm going to go is into Mount Infinity, and we're going to battle the Monochromon in here. Now, the main objective is to learn Tremor. Once we get Tremor, we get the fuck out of Dodge. That's it, no more messing around, and that would be that. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long, but in the past, Tremor has been an absolute pain in the dick to learn. Because we're fighting three of these Vermilion slash Monochromon, whatever the fuck you want to call them, Jimmy, Bob and Eric here. Because we're fighting three at once, one would hope that our chances of learning Tremor are higher than normal, but as you know, this game can just do whatever the fuck it wants. There it is right off the bat, so that gives me the go-ahead to just fucking eradicate these guys from the planet. What else do we want to do in this episode after this? Alright, so here's my line of thinking, guys. If we were to be doing Digimon card collecting, obviously one thing that we need for Digimon cards is that sick Digi-Skrilla, alright? We need tons and tons of money. It's not because the Digimon card collecting in itself is particularly expensive. It's just that it's going to take a long time, a lot of grinding, a lot of buying packs that have lots of duplicates. And yes, you can sell your duplicates back, but you get a fraction of the money that you paid for when you buy them. So, on top of that, one other medal that we can earn in the game is max bits, okay? Maximize your money. I think it's 999,999. Now, we are nowhere close to that, guys. We haven't even come close to getting 100,000 in the game. So multiply that by 9 and a little bit more, and we still have a lot of work to do. So, one of the fastest ways to earn money in this game is either option number 1, visiting our friends, the Toy Agamon inside Toy Town, right? Every time we take that battle, we earn 13,500, which is probably the best battle in the game. I have combed through all of Mount Infinity trying to find battles that will pay us more money than that, but I can't find anything that comes close. I mean, even these three Vermilion here, which you would expect to be a little bit stronger than the Toy Agamon, they do pretty much the same moves, but they have a lot more HP, I believe. I don't know, maybe that's incorrect, but these guys only give us half that, less than half. They give us 5,100 every time we beat them. Now, if we were to battle the Toy Agamon in Toy Town, doing some really quick maths, it would take us roughly 70 battles to earn max stats, right? Now, that is not including all of the items that we would need to travel to Toy Town, or all the money we would need to travel to Toy Town, or the health items that we would need to buy, because obviously the battles are difficult. They would hit a lot every single time. We would need to be using large recoveries. I didn't expect this fucking shirt to be using his ult on me. What the fuck? Alright, well that was a bit uncool for Mojymon. I guess that's not good. But yeah, that we would need a lot of money even doing it through like the Toy Town method. Plus, sometimes not all of the Digimon stay in the battle, right? Sometimes one of the Digimon will run off, and although the battle will be easier, we will then consequently, of consequence, we will earn less money there, which is just counterintuitive. So, one other option we could do is travel to Friesland and do the Mojymon trick, glitch, patter, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, if we were to do things that way, I would imagine that it's slightly faster than doing 60 battles / 70 battles in Toy Town. In fact, I know it would be faster, but at the same time, it's not fast, guys. It would take a long time. you have to basically buy 99 medium recoveries. That's the maximum you can buy. The game won't let you buy any more. You would need to travel to Friesland, and you would need to swap 99 items with Mojymon. Now, Mojymon doesn't go, click, swap my item, click. He goes, there's like lines of dialogue in between, which makes the spamming a little bit more awkward. You have to push down because it's the middle trade and things like that. Do you guys kind of understand where I'm going? It would be a colossal pain in my arse, right? But that being said, I think we should still do it. Now, you guys won't have to sit through all of that. Obviously, it'll be like the fucking hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z. You guys will just, that'll happen and you guys will miss it, but I'll have to sit there like a fucking loser and do all the trading. Now, honestly, I'm not too bothered about that. Like, I'm willing to do that. It's not a problem. But I'm just letting you guys know it's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. The plus side of doing all of this, right? You might be thinking, well, Jack, what are you even talking about all this for? Just go and buy your Digimon cards, dude. Just do whatever the fuck you want. It just makes sense to do this now because we're going to need to get a lot of money to do the Digimon cards, but also we can get another medal while we're here in the process. So I think that's the plan. Ran over. That's my introduction to this video, I guess. We haven't learned Tremor yet, which I was really hoping would happen by now, but you know, as you can see, the game just loves to troll me. If we don't learn it in a couple of battles, then I will probably move on and start grinding up some of this money that we're talking about. That took longer than I was hoping. That was like 10 battles. I mean, look at our money. That kind of gives an indication of how long I've been here. But this wasn't too bad. It wasn't, honestly. It could have been a lot worse. We finally, after so many episodes, we finally get bloody Tremor. Now, are we going to equip Tremor immediately? I nearly called it Trevor. Trevor, the fucking shit move. No, we aren't, because look at this. Anyways, we've got it in our collection. We will be able to use it on future Digimon, like Champion Digimon and stuff like that. Even some rookies, I think, might be able to do it, unless I'm very much mistaken. But that being said, we can get the hell out of here. Now, we need to talk to this guy and pick up our meat for the day. Because, okay, never mind, I've already done that apparently. We need to go and rest, and we need to top up on our items before we go travelling. Now, like I said, I think the first place I'm going to go will be Friesland. Our item... So right now are 13 large recoveries and 5 MP. So we actually didn't use too many items against those guys, but we will have to buy back some of our recoveries for when we take our trip to Toy Town. Now, Skull G here goes to sleep just as the yellow dot enters the pink part of the clock. So we don't really need to be resting too much in the Centaur Clinic. But we're going to do it anyway, just for a little bit of a rest and also to get some of our stats back. I think PJ is going to go to sleep here, but even if he does, it's not too big a deal. Let's go to the shop and buy some medium recovery items like we said we were going to. Because, as I say, we'll do a Friesland trip first. I'll show you guys exactly how much we make from doing that with our old pal Moji, and show you that those kind of gains, if you like. Alright, so to max buy, you can only buy 99 recoveries for a shit ton of money. Let's see. Oh, actually, let me just check real quick. We have plenty of autopilots. We're so good. We're so good. All right, guys. I'm gonna see you guys at Mojymon in just a little second, where we are gonna do some trading. All right, y'all. Here we are back in the bitter lands of Friesland, and here is our little hairy friend here. Now, this is obviously the Mojymon that we're gonna be trading with. This is going to take, hopefully, not too long. It's actually not too many clicks. I was being a bit dramatic earlier, but I know for a fact my thumb is going to get extremely sore from clicking this X button over and over. PJ has just went to sleep, and he is fully refreshed and all of those good things. He doesn't have any problems with being in Friesland, so we don't have to worry about him getting sick. Although this will pass a tiny bit of time, like, in between clicks. So, like, see where we click here, and then we trade, and then we talk to him again. The clock will probably advance, like, the most minute of seconds, but that is also something we need to consider. Overall, though, obviously, doing this and making money this way is, like, a bit more time efficient, because we're not having to spend time wasted in battles and things like that. So I guess that is, like, one of the pluses of doing this. Now, I'm going to skip in just a minute, don't worry guys, I just wanted to chat to you guys for a bit as well before I let you go again. One thing that some of you guys might have said was, like, one thing I considered as well, and some of you guys might point this out, but we could have actually ran around collecting Digimushrooms, because the topmost Mojymon that is up to the right hand side, he actually trades you Digimushrooms for medium recoveries. So if you can cut out that sort of initial first buy of buying all your stock of recoveries, right? Let's say that instead of buying 99, you only have to buy 50 because you've collected like a shit ton of Digimushrooms or some shit. I don't know. We could have done that if we had wanted to, but honestly, I don't have the mental game for that, guys. That's too much stress. And although we could have probably saved a bit more money on the side, I'm not too bothered. I'm happy just straight up buying all our medium recoveries. So, with all that being said, I am going to keep clicking through these. Let's see what we're at just now, real quick. We have sold him. We've almost sold him 25. Yeah, exactly 25 actually. So I'm going to do this another 3 times. And I will see you guys in just a little second. Alright guys, welcome back. Unless I am much mistaken, we have one more to do. Let's just double check this. We actually have too many items, and yeah, that does signal that we're actually at the end. We are currently stuck in Mojymon, which could definitely be a problem, but I think an autopilot will solve this. So that's kind of fucking weird. I've never seen that before. Just be careful you don't get stuck in the hairy guy when you get here, guys. Alright, so we have 1 medium recovery, we have 99 defense discs. We can't sell our last medium recovery because that would push us over the cap of 99. So I think, hopefully, we transport back to the city here and don't take this fucker with us. Let's see how much money we actually make for all of our troubles. I will throw the math up on screen for you guys if you are at all curious, minus all of our expenses and whatnot, to see what our actual true profit is for all of our travelling and all of that jazz. So let's have a quick peek inside the shop and see what kind of deal we can get from doing this. So, before we do our trade, our bits are at exactly 63,992. Let's sell back all of our items and see what kind of money we're cooking with. So, yada yada yada. Special defense discs, obviously at 2,000 each. Let's sell back all of these for 198,000, almost exactly. Let's leave that and have a quick peek at our stats now. So, we are up to 261,000. We still have quite a bit to go, but I think what we'll do is, in between going back to Friesland and doing that over and over again, I'm actually going to take a little trip to Toy Town. So, our stats are maxed out just now in terms of our health items sort of stuff. We have 13 large recoveries and 1 large MP. I don't think that's going to cut it, so we're just going to nip back in here real quick. So when I go on adventures, guys, I like to go directly halfway through the day or halfway through the night, depending on when your Digimon goes to sleep. If you get halfway through the day and then you rest, you get half of that day plus the sleep, which would refresh you wherever you are. So in this case, we're going to Misty Trees / Toy Town. And then you get the half of the day when you wake up again as well. So we've kind of missed that. We're kind of off a little bit in terms of making that perfect. But at the same time, honestly, it doesn't matter too much. We might end up actually feeding... Oh, one thing I've not even thought about is whether we can actually access Toy Town. This will be quite interesting to find out, because I'm pretty sure once you defeat Toy Town, the area is open to you no matter what Digimon, but I could be fucking absolutely wrong. Let's find out. Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. So I guess that's one thing that I never considered. Let's see if we can skip through these guys. Now, I always fuck this one up by going that way. And I fucked up. Anyway, apparently that red block there that's just below where we're standing, apparently that's a fucking invisible wall or some shit. But we can fight these guys. We will get nowhere close to the amount of gains that we will get from the enemies 2 rooms in. But at the same time, who cares? We'll just do a bit of fighting here. So what I'll do is I will skip past these battles here until we get to the main battle. I will show you one fight with our friends in the 3rd room and show you exactly how much money we're making for those of you guys that missed that the first time around in the series, and then we'll go back to a bit of grinding. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright fam, we are back in the 3rd room. Now, one thing I didn't anticipate is actually the Skullgreymon. PJ does not like being in this area, which is honestly kind of frustrating, but do you know what? We can still stay here for a little while, make our way to maybe gain like 100k or something like that from fighting against these guys, and if he's sick, we'll just autopilot back to the city. Now, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, because once you're in battle, you can't become sick. It's just in between, so as long as you don't faff around running in and out and resetting the area, it shouldn't be too much trouble. Now, you'll see just off the bat that these guys do a lot less damage than the Vermiliamon, but once this battle is finished, you will also see that we actually make an absolute killing fighting these enemies. I wish that Skull Greymon's ultimate move, you know how right now, not his ultimate rather, but like his most powerful move that we're using, right? We use All Range Beam because it is the strongest AoE ability and therefore it just makes sense to use it, right? I kind of wish that we had something better than All Range Beam, because although this thing packs an absolute punch when it hits, and it also is really hard to cancel, I wish we had something like Meltdown, because sometimes All Range Beam does actually miss, even when the enemies are point blank, and that's kind of annoying, but honestly, it's just one of these things that is a personal preference kind of move. I love All Range Beam, but I like other moves better. It's just, there's maybe other moves that are not as strong, but I feel that like Infinity Burn or Meltdown would be a lot better here. Maybe even like something like Confusion Storm or one of the poison type moves. But anyways, all that nonsense being said, let's check out exactly how much we make. 13,500 from one fight. So we are going to stay here for a little while, guys. We're going to just reset a couple of times. Hopefully PJ doesn't get sick in between, and we will we'll be able to fight these guys as oh shit, that's okay, that's kind of strange. So I think that I thought it was the door on the right that was going to let us into this room, but apparently all the doors just let us through now, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we will, this is one last quick tip before I leave you guys once again. Sometimes the enemies in this room will run off like that toy Agamon did at the side. Now obviously we want to avoid that as much as possible in terms of actually making maximum profits. It's just one of these things that we can't control. We actually, I guess we could have, in hindsight, there's an item in the hidden item shop in the city. We could have bought the bell that keeps enemies close to us. I never actually thought about grabbing that actually, but that's something we could have done, but I'm not going back to get it now. We'll maybe pick it up when we go back if we do another Mojymon run, but for now we're just going to continue battling these guys. I'm going to love yous and I'm going to leave yous again, and I'll be back in just a second. Alright homies, welcome back. You see that PG's hanging by a third here in terms of his HP, but it's because we have just hit over 4 oh, look at this. Okay, so there's a couple of things happening here. I didn't know this was going to happen, but we're just hit over 400k, but also, as you can see, it looks like Skull Greymon's actually injured, I believe. This is what this line's going to say. Yeah. Okay, so that's a bit of a shame, but I guess that was also good timing. That's what I get for not, fuck. That's what I get for not directly taking him, or feeding, or giving him one last recovery item in battle. Instead, I leave him too low because I'm getting greedy for the items, and he gets injured. So I guess that's just my luck. Now PJ's going to take this. We're going to take him back out of here. We're going to rest him up. We're going to heal him at Centauromon and take care of all of his injuries and stuff, because we don't want that shit happening. Plus, I was getting kind of fed up of fighting the toy Agamon over and over. In all of those fights that we did there, I wasn't counting because honestly I just wasn't bothered, but we only got one item drop the whole time. It was an Omnipotent, so those clear Agamon can actually drop an Omnipotent, and the one time that it was dropped, I actually tried to go and pick it up, but I pushed down instead and the character like walked out of the screen. So that being said, let's have a little rest here. PJ's tired, so we're gonna get him healed up, and I think unfortunately it's time to do another Mojymon trip. Now again, we're at about 400,000, but once we buy all of our medium recoveries, we're going to go down a chunk and then go all the way back up as soon as we sell them all. So this is going to give us roughly another like 200,000, which is going to take us up to around 600,000, and then after that we can decide what we want to do. Honestly, I would like to reduce the Mojymon trips as much as possible, but at the same time it is a lot more time efficient. We need to consider PJ's age because he's 15 and it's just ticked into a new day, so we have got a little more time with him, but I also don't want him to pass away if we can help it. It's day 3. We don't even have to worry about any of the fucking the card shop disappearing or any of that nonsense. So let's take PJ to the bathroom. I actually forgot to go in and buy the recovery item, so I'm going to do that right now, and when I come back I'll see you guys at Mojymon, and hopefully we'll have done all of our trading again and be up to our next chunk of money. Alright guys, how's it going? I think that is us. Let me just check. Yes, our last recovery goes and we pick up our final special defense disc. So let's really quickly, again I'm not going to hover around this too much because I know you guys are probably getting fed up, even though you're still getting like the mini cuts if you like. I'm just going to show you selling all these back to the shopkeeper, making our colossal gains. I don't even know what that word was, but it just slipped out. Woohoo! And see what kind of well, you already know, I guess, at this stage how much money we're making, but it always kind of looks cool. So before we do that, oh, a bit sassy there from Unimon. Browsing isn't nice. 362,000. Let's sell all this and see what we go up to, because we're slowly getting there, guys. It's I feel myself getting older, but we're getting there. All right, so we sell that chunk. We say thank you, and let's check what we're at now. So 560. I don't even want the words just over halfway. I know they've just. Oh, I didn't want to say that, but like it feels so stressful. Now we have to talk about a few things, because honestly, I enjoy doing the Toy Town battles more than I do grinding Mojymon. Obviously, I mean, I feel like my hand's gonna fall off, and that's obviously not what I want. So, for the sake of keeping PG alive for as long as possible in terms of episodes and whatnot, I think we're just gonna hit this guy up again and again. This doesn't make me feel happy, guys. It honestly does not make me feel happy, because I don't want to fucking sit here for the next fucking half an hour doing this again, but. In all honesty, it's more important that we keep PG in his ultimate form for, in terms of in-game time. We could, like, the reason I like fighting against the Toy Agumon, right, is because I can just buy all my items beforehand, we just stick PG in the room, and that's it. PG does all the work. I can pretty much put on music, I can go on YouTube, I can just, oh, you motherfucking wankstain. Alright, excuse the language. So, yeah, when we put PJ in the battles with the Toy Agumon, I can just leave him to do his thing, right? He pretty much does it all by himself. But when I do it this way, it's constant clicking, so it's just a trade-off. I'm gonna hit you guys back up once I trade with Mojymon again. Hopefully we don't die here against this fucking Devi or Ice, whatever his face is. I'm gonna catch you guys in just a sec. BRB. Welcome back, guys. How's it going? We are almost done with this particular session of pennies. Let's just straight up sell this time. You guys are probably fed up seeing all of the ins and outs of all the inventories. Let's sell all that jazz. Have a quick look. Where are we at right now? We're getting there. 85. I think one more trip should do the trick, and then we'll hopefully be in a good spot. Alright, one last go. We're gonna just man up and do this. Alright guys, welcome back once again. I've said that a few times this episode, but honestly, we're almost there. This is the last medium recovery that we're ever gonna have to sell to this Mojymon, and we're gonna head straight back to the city. I am super excited because we are finally donezo, and I think that it is about time that we got to our main destination, which is obviously Digimon cards. Now obviously, before we get to that last, or the next sort of part of what we're going to be getting up to, we need to sell these last discs. So let's go and do that, and see if we can get ourselves a max stats medal or max money medal, because honestly I feel like this has been the most stressful medal ever. It's actually not been too bad. I'm just being a bit of a drama queen, but honestly I'm glad that we're actually done now, believe me. So let's sell all this shit. This is going to take us all the way up to 9.8. Now, I believe all we have to do now is sell 10 of these sirloin at least. Probably that's maybe a bit overkill, but as you can see, top left, 9999999. There is a 9 extra 9 there, but it's up next to the S. Once we leave the store here, it should actually pop up. Let's see if it happens. I have never done this before in my life. This is a first. And there we are. So it doesn't feel that great, but congratulations to recognise your great records. Don't know what that's meant to stand for. They sent a medal. I don't know who they is. I guess it's Digimon. But let's have a quick look at this. We don't get like a tamer increase, which I maybe thought would accompany all of the medals in the game, but apparently that was just for completing the game and getting 100% prosperity. We do have the shiny little guy in our medal chart now. Bits max collected over 999,000 bits. That is us donezo. Now obviously the reason we were doing all of that fun stuff was so that we could actually go and buy all of our Digimon cards and do all of that fun stuff. So I don't think it would be right if we didn't go and do that before the end of this episode. I would imagine that the majority of the card buying is going to take place in the next episode, and I'm really sorry if I kind of baited you guys a little bit at the start of this part. I didn't mean to do that. It was just this took a lot longer than I expected, and this episode is kind of running on. That being said, let's shut up and go straight to Gear Savannah, because we're still going to be buying some packs at this episode. I think we deserve that above everything. Now, I don't want to get in a battle here. Okay, cool. Now, where we get dropped off in Gear Savannah is actually always super confusing because there's a bunch of these areas that look similar. Is it actually directly in here? That would be Ace. I think it might be. It looks extremely familiar. Are we actually straight up at the Digimon card shop? We are. Right. So we're finally here. We've got all our money. It's day 3. We've got plenty of time. PJ is going to be alive for a few more days, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's have a quick look at our chart before we get started because... No, not the medal charts. We love that. But anyway, this is what we're sitting on right now in terms of our Digimon cards. Our best one that we have so far is Mojymon, which I kept last time we did the card buy-in because I thought we could trade it in Toy Town. It turns out we actually can't, so regardless, it doesn't matter. We also have our King Sukamon and our new Machinedramon card down in the bottom, but other than that, it's all just our average Joes. So, that being said, we should definitely get wired in and buy a few packs to begin, and then we can round off the episode nicely for the start of next time. So, obviously, we're here to spend our money. We're going to be buying packs of 3. Let's see if our first pack, if it sets a good bar for how this is going to look over the next episode or whatever. So, 500 bits, no telling, let's buy it. Please give us a good sign. I want signals, game, that you're going to behave this time around. Let's see. So, we got a Leomon, what we don't have. We've never had that before, I don't think either. So that is indeed a good start. Let's see if we can keep it going. Monochromon that I don't have yet, and also a Numemon card. So, 2 new ones, and then we pick up the Numemon just as always. Let's keep going because we should actually buy a few here. Flarezamon's boring, Tentamon's kind of cool, and Gaburimon, fine I guess, nothing exciting in there. We're going to keep going until we get our first ultimate card, guys, and then we'll stop, okay? So, Automon, Colamon, which we apparently don't have. I think we might have had that before though. Sounds like one of the ones that we might have sold to Shogun Gekomon. Let's keep going. 2 Yanamon and a Vegemon. Boring. Let's keep going. I want to see Skull Greymons. I want to see like our Warumonzimons, all our like ultimates. H Kabuterimon, hopefully again. Metal Greymons. The full 9. Let's see. Nanimon, Numemon. Right, well there it is, guys. There's the worst pack so far. Let's see if we can top that. I can only think of like... Wow. Okay, so that was a lot faster than I expected. Warumonzimon. There it is, guys. So, before we get... before we fall too deep down the rabbit hole of buying cards, we'll just have a quick peek at our first new ultimate, which is Warumonzimon. Sick, dude. I don't know what he's doing in this picture. This is kind of... I guess that's him doing a really fast battle attack. I don't know. Anyway, guys. With that being said, we're going to leave things here for the start of next episode. I'm sorry this episode was a bit grindy, but we did actually pick up a brand new medal that I've never had before. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Throw me a like and whatever else nonsense. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you whenever the next bonus episode is, when we get right into the nitty gritty of buying our Digimon cards. See you later, guys. Bye bye.